Hello guys, welcome back to Audit Empire, the home of the best police encounters on the internet. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you're new. Now, let's jump right into today's episode.
But now that you shot when I am calling the game warden because you were touching it and I called him and asked him. So now we can all get a ticket. If you wouldn't have shot, you wouldn't have got one.
We're not on the line though.
You are touching my...
In our first clip of the day here, we've got some men trying to do some hunting, right? And they've got to deal with someone that clearly doesn't want them there. He's upset and, he's claiming this and that against them, and he's going to call the game warden, right? The officer that kind of controls all this stuff. Well, let's see how that all ends up here. Have a look.
We're close to the line, boys.
Howdy.
We're close to the line, aren't we?
We're on the bean field.
Huh?
We're in the beans.
Are ya?
Yeah.
Do you know where the section line is?
I think we're the crop
Put over here because you got a stage put off. Oh, this is cute. I was going to hunt you this morning, but I heard you guys were coming. I'm going to sit here and you're going to shoot.
Talk to Matt.
Good for you. I was going to hunt here this morning, not there. So you're here, I can't hunt here. So you know what?
What about those guys?
Me and that guy were going to hunt right here this morning.
I talked to him already.
Good for you. You didn't talk to me, did you?
Not on your land.
No, you're not. So I'll just sit here and talk. Where are you from?
Fargo?
Why don't you hunt around Fargo? Why don't you ask the landowner who you're hunting next to? Sneak in on the other side. The birds were here 2 days ago. They went over here last night. I was going to hunt this today. If I didn't have my grandson here today, I'd right out of here. Yeah.
He said we could hunt here. I don't...
Good. You go right ahead. Hunt. Yeah, hunt. Want to sneak in?
I'm not trying to sneak in on anyone.
What, if you'd have come and talked to me, we'd all set up here. But no, you want to come in on this side when this is exactly where I was sitting on that hill watching the ducks and geese land last night. They were here and they were here, weren't they? You were sitting over there in a pickup, weren't you?
I watched them from the far side, yeah.
Yes, you did. You didn't come to me and say, are you guys going to hunt tomorrow?
Well, I apologize. I didn't know you guys were trying to hunt the corn here.
You talk to farmers and ranchers around here, you'd probably know what's going on.
I've talked to everyone around here except
You didn't talk to me! I was sitting on the hill!
I've tried to talk to you
talk.
5 times.
Taxes on this, I'll let you hunt today. Give me a couple $300 though. I'll fucking drive off. You want to be that way? $10,000, $12,000 of taxes when I come to hunt my land. Some guy set up right on the line. I'm on the line. You're touching my cut. Okay, I'll take a picture and I'll send it to my buddy the game. No. I was gonna wait and give you the chance to leave and not shoot a duck. But now that you shot when I am calling the game warden because you were touching it and I called him and asked him. So now we can all get a ticket. If you wouldn't have shot, you wouldn't have got one.
We're not on the line though.
You are touching my corn. Do I have to take another picture for him? He said, get a picture or two. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I really like that when you're come up with better ideas. There's the corn. There's your blind. Oh boy, are you the smart one for bringing it up. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. I went over and talked to them and
yeah, did you now? Do they own the land or were they gonna hunt with me?
No, they're the ones
Answer the question.
Can I please talk?
Yeah, go ahead.
I went over there and I talked to them. I asked them where they would like me to park the truck.
Yeah,
so
but you know why he said that?
them.
Because he talked to you last night or he talked to Matt, and then Matt said, they're going to hunt down on that end. And I said, oh, they'll be out in the bean field. Because they're going to pass shoot the ones coming to my cornfield, aren't they? Yeah. So I said, put on the other end. Maybe you'll get some down there.
I know, I talked to them. Matt said that they were
Matt said, is this Matt's land?
No, am I?
No, it's not, and you're on it.
I'm not on it.
Well, then go out there in the middle if you're not on it.
We have an 8
This is not a section line. What do you know about this farming?
A decent amount.
Do you?
Yeah.
Then what do you know about being on people's lands that's posted?
You don't go on it without asking them.
Why didn't you come and ask? We'd have been friends. We'd all hunted together if you'd have come and talked to me. We'd have all been spread out here with decoys from there to there. If you'd have just come up and talked to me, we'd all said twice as many decoys. They'd have been in here.
Sir,
we'd have been friends.
I don't mean.
But now we're not because I'm not on your land. You are touching my land.
You want me to move it out 2 feet?
You want me to? Now we got proof that you're hunting.
I have my grandpa here.
Then shouldn't you?
Well, I wasn't
That's
planning.
what I would have done.
I wasn't planning
I've
on.
hunted my whole.
I wasn't planning
I
on
asked
hunting your
permission,
land.
Mother. I wouldn't make sure I asked permission.
So did
I take the kids with if I have to. I'm a hunter, not a.
That's debatable. Sorry.
Get your one on.
I'm not on your land.
Keep saying. Game word.
You know this is hunter harassment, right?
What?
You know this is hunter harassment?
This is hunter harassment?
Yeah.
Good for you! Bring it to court! They'll take everything you got! Oh boy.
I'm not trying to start anything. Do you want me to move out there? So we're set up in the beans. We got an A-frame, so we just edged up to the edge of the corn.
Tell them how close you are to the corn right now, where we're standing.
About
you touch any of your grass touching my corn.
There's grass from the blind that's touching the corn.
That's how close it is, yeah.
But we're in the beans. The blind is in the beans, and we have all our decoys in the beans.
They're using a fine line to still touch the corn. They want to argue about stupid stuff 1 inch when their stuff is touching my corn and they screwed up my hunt? No, just give them a
They're
ticket.
over there shooting birds right now. We're
Well,
trying
good for them. This is my land and I wanted to hunt it and you're on it. That's pure and simple. Don't even talk anymore. I just got done with corn and I was going to go hunting. But no, you guys got to come up, sit on the edge here where the ducks and geese were. Don't even talk to the owner of the land. Oh, we're not touching your land. Go ahead. I hope you have a happy life hunting just on people. Yeah.
Technically.
Give me half the price of your fine, I'll call him off.
Do what?
Half the price of the fine, and I'll call him off, and you can hunt here.
That's all right. We're good.
Okay, that's fine.
Thanks.
Half the price of the what?
The fine.
Half the price of the fine.
Just trying to get money out of us.
Should have said yes, so give us your money.
Wouldn't it, boys?
Hey, dude, come on. We got ducks working us, man.
Give me $300 and I'll let you hunt here today.
We're not on your land.
You keep saying it, and the ticket's going more.
Can you come over here with your phone?
What do you got?
I was just trying to talk to the
Oh,
officer.
this is my son here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're kind of screwing his hunt over, it looks like.
Really? You're screwed my hunt up, buddy. This is my land, and this is where I was going to hunt. Look at these guys nesting.
What I'll do today is I'm going to just jot down exactly what happened, exact location where everything is at, and then figure out what's going to happen here at some point today.
Give them tickets. I want they're pushing it. I don't care what you say. That's seated in here. They are on the line. They're pushing it. There's no reason for them to be on this line. There's a slew at that end, a slew at that end. You can't. There's no reason for them to be here. You give them a ticket. I want them ticketed. They wrecked their hunt and my hunt. I finished corn here yesterday. I was going to go hunting this morning. I sat there and watched these. I knew the ducks and geese were way over there. If they were going to set up over there, I knew I would have the birds coming to me because they're going to stick out like a sore thumb. But no, here they are, right? Ask that guy. I have not talked to him this morning. Ask him where I told him we were going to set up. 150 yards from this end of the field is right exactly here. Sure. Maybe you should confiscate that GoPro because they did shoot 2 ducks out of this. So let's have the GoPro too. Right there, proof.
Better take a side-by-side then, too. He was driving on the beans, so. I do have that on video.
Are you trying to put it on me now? This is what they do.
What about the
This is what
harassment
they
side?
do when they're smarter than the guy that owns the land. They don't pay taxes on it, and they want to know everything.
I think, I don't want to promise you guys anything, but I think if this were to come to a trespass and you guys were to be charged with something, it'd probably be the non-criminal version of the trespass, which is just a fine. No loss of hunting privileges or anything like that.
Okay.
That's
less than he was asking for him to go away.
It's like, I'll split the price for you can leave right now.
Said pay half what your fine's going to be right now and I'll leave.
Do you have that on video?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Is there a way you could send me that?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. I think that would be good. He was the one that insisted on the GoPro. So
I would love to share that. I mean, he's a smart man, so I will do what he wants. So.
Can you send that to my email or anything?
Yeah, I'll get your stuff when we drive on the way back.
So, yeah, the game warden officer here actually turned out to be pretty cool, right? I mean, for the most part, he handled the situation. He did listen, to the wishes of the enraged farmer saying, get the GoPro footage. But little did he know that the farmer here would have ended up just kind of hurting himself in this case, right? Ends up getting 3 charges for this incident. And again, he was trying to solicit money from these hunters too, trying to ask them, pay for half what your fine is. And obviously, you can't do that. So all the footage, all the evidence is there on the GoPro. And, the warden did a great job at kind of handling this and even inviting the hunters to like, hey, if you have that on footage, just send it to my email. And I'm sure they took care of it from there.
I don't mind y'all walking down.
Hey, we don't need your instructions. Go ahead and shut up and wait for your captain.
Excuse me?
I said we don't need your instructions. You've already accosted him. Just wait. Just shut up and wait for your captain, all right?
Our next clip here is brought to us by James Freeman. This one, we've got a very aggressive cop that approaches these journalists that are outside of jail, right? And they're getting footage, at least from, public property. They're not necessarily inside this, and let's see how this one unfolds.
Hey, whoa, hey! Hey, easy.
Taping them for my safety and for the county's safety. I'm asking what's your name. This is for safety.
This is a public property. I'm not here for you.
This
I'm
is a
here to get some
business.
pictures of the lobby.
That's what I'm asking. If you're taking pictures of the lobby, there could be more things going on.
What's going on?
That's what I'm asking you. What is your name? Hey, what's up? I don't mind y'all walking down.
Hey, we don't need your instructions. Go ahead and shut up and wait for your captain.
Excuse me?
I said we don't need your instructions. You've already accosted him. Just wait. Just shut up and wait for your captain, all right? You want to sit on the curb? Just go ahead and have a seat on the curb and wait.
You're on the county property.
Go ahead and have a seat on the curb and wait.
I'm not.
You approached him aggressively. We don't need that. You understand? You're a public servant. You serve us, not the other way around. We tell you to do something, you can do it.
No, that's not the way it works.
Okay. You work for us.
No. I work the U.S. County Sheriff's Office.
All right. You're stuttering.
I am stuttering.
Have you been drinking tonight?
No, I have not.
Your eyes are glassy.
They are, huh?
Yeah.
Have you been drinking tonight?
Have you been drinking?
No.
Would you submit to a field sobriety test?
Not by you, I won't.
Okay. We'll see if your captain wants to give you one.
That's fine.
You can't just run up on citizens like that. Participating in a lawful...
For a safety issue, I don't know what you're...
It's not a safety issue.
This is public property. We can come in and
That's all you had to say while I'm taking pictures.
He doesn't have to answer to you.
How do I know you're not trying to find a way to break in and take an inmate out
I don't
here?
have to break in. It's open. It's accessible to the public. I don't have to tell you what I'm doing. We don't have to tell you what we're doing. This is a constitutionally protected activity, okay?
All I'm asking is make
go
sure
back to your
y'all...
vehicle.
No.
Yeah, and you ran up on him aggressively to ask.
You're county
No,
property.
I'm on public property.
It's sheriff, belongs to sheriff and county.
It belongs-
I'm responsible for the safety of the jail
Am I
and the
trespassing?
sheriff.
Am I
No.
trespassing?
I'm just asking you if you're
We're not
what you're
doing
doing.
anything. Leave us alone.
No, you're not.
No, are we
Y'all-
doing anything?
Okay.
We're
You
gonna-
are right now because I don't know what's going on.
Whoa, he's being detained?
For what?
Judge, I don't know if you're trying to...
You're violating my 14th Amendment right.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. You have a right to...
Okay. I'm not going to give you an identification because I'm not being lawfully arrested. I'm not committing a crime. You know that's 3802. I don't have to identify.
What has to do?
There's no crime. Public place. I can film all I want.
Okay, we'll talk about this a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Yep.
Yep. What's your name, sir? My name is Deputy David Sullivan, U.S. County Sheriff's Office National. Would you like a business card?
Yeah. Let me go get a business card so I can have your information.
Do you have picture ID on you tonight?
I do, but I'm going to provide it to you.
No?
No.
Okay.
Here you go.
So they're right. The officer approached them initially very aggressively, just kind of right out of the bat. And obviously that's not already going to set a good tone for this whole exchange between, these journalists and the officer. And even when the officer was asking for identification and, what are they doing? Obviously he's not going to get the kind of tone he's looking for because of the way he initiated this, right? So ultimately, obviously he can't, detain them, and these journalists know their rights, and they even kind of snap back at the officer, right? You can serve us and sit on the corner and wait for your captain and whatnot, and obviously it's just not going to be a good outcome because of how things started. So in turn, they get his card, and he doesn't identify him, but he knows, hey, there's nothing he can hold them for, right? They're not breaking any laws here. So he kind of just, it ends there, and hopefully he got a little education that he needed, and, he waited for his captain.
This is a public building. I have a right to access the public building. How you doing today, sir? You don't. Do you get everybody's ID when they walk in the building, sir? Or is it just because... No, that's.
This next one's brought to us by Long Island Audit. And the man recording here is in a courthouse to get something done, but he's also an independent journalist, right? And he gets stopped by not only one of the workers within the building, but not just one, but a group of officers. And it's quite the long exchange between back and forth and trying to get identification and everything. But let's just see how he does. Have a look.
Hi, ma'am. How are you? Yeah, I'm here to do an open records request for the county. Excuse me. Public records request. I'm sorry. No one knew what that was upstairs. So.
Are you filming right now?
Yeah, I'm taking some pictures and video. That's correct. I'm an independent journalist.
Okay. I was gonna say you can answer her. I thought maybe it was my banker. So I came down here with mine. Well, you have to fill out a FOIA request.
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
Do you have one here?
We don't have a form.
I could just write it on a piece of paper. That's fine. That's fine. Hi, sir. How are you?
Good.
Are you in charge of the gentleman upstairs?
Yes.
The security? Can I just get your name, sir?
I'm the sheriff.
You're the sheriff? And your name, sir?
Bruce.
Bruce. Okay. Sheriff Bruce. The security upstairs were, escalating the situation, wouldn't identify themselves to me. I'm trying to explain to them that I'm just an independent journalist gathering content for a story. They told me that that I wasn't permitted to record in publicly accessible areas, so...
Well, there are some security concerns.
Yeah, there are security concerns.
Security
And
concerns.
you can't violate those.
What are the security concerns?
The security concern with the building. You just can't videotape anywhere you want.
That's for sure. Anywhere that's publicly accessible or a public area I can record. It's like I'm doing right now.
In fact, you need to stop doing that.
I need to stop recording? No, I'm not going to. There's nothing illegal about what I'm doing here. I'm just recording.
Well, what's your name?
My first name's Sean. Can I get your name, ma'am?
Sure, it's Britt Ledway.
Oh, okay.
What's your last name?
Sheriff Bruce. I don't want to give any personal identifying information, only because I'm still...
identifying information from us.
You only gave me your first name, Bruce.
My last name's Sloan.
Sir, we
What's your
have a
last
lot of people who have legal problems in this building, and so it's absolutely justifiable to ask you to identify yourself.
I just told you my name is Sean. I'm working on a story. The reason why is that I don't want to compromise the story before it's published. That's the only reason. I don't want to compromise the story I'm working on before it's published.
So who are you working with?
I'm an independent journalist. That means I work for myself.
Where are you based out of?
I don't want to give any identifying information, just not to compromise my story. That's all.
Well, it's appropriate to ask you to exit the courthouse if you're not willing to identify yourself.
That is
Because of security reasons.
that is not accurate at all.
That is accurate.
This is a public building. I have a right to access the public building. How you doing today,
You have a
sir?
right to know who's in the building.
You don't.
Yes,
do you
we
get
do.
you get everybody's ID when they walk in the building, sir? Or is it just
We ask
because?
for it, yes.
Yes.
No, that's not true at all. That would be a violation of the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution, sir. You should know that as the sheriff.
Amendment is.
Yeah, the right to search and seizure. You can't seize my identity. You can't seize my identity.
Okay, come on.
Okay, don't put your hands on me.
Well, you
If I do, I'm trying to do a FOIA request. I'm trying to do a FOIA request. I have a right to access public
You need to
information.
film the building to do a FOIA request.
Yes, I do. I'm a journalist. It's called. You ever heard of the First Amendment, ma'am?
She's done.
Okay, so the First Amendment, what does it give us? The freedom of press, correct?
Gives you the freedom
So you're trampling on my freedom of press. It gives us all the freedom of press too.
All right, come on.
Will you arrest me if I do not leave the building? We need to be clear because we need to be clear. Just want to be clear because what happens next is a federal civil rights lawsuit, ma'am, and it's on you.
Well, here I'm asking you to leave. I'm giving you.
Can I get your title?
To leave.
Can I get your title, and then I will leave.
I'm asking you to leave, please.
So if I do not leave, you will arrest me.
Yes.
Can I get your name and badge number, sir?
Well, keep it up, and you'll see it on the criminal report. Keep going.
Am I not making an attempt to leave, sir?
Slowly, but yeah.
Okay. Are you going to tell me to run?
No.
Okay, great. So I will make my
Watch
way.
out, you're going to hit the wall.
I will make my way.
It's kinda hard
So
to
your
see
name
where
is
you're going.
Sergeant Bennett?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see where you're going.
You work for the sheriff's department here?
Yes, sir.
Why are you violating my constitutional rights, Sergeant Bennett?
I'm just asking you to leave, sir.
I have a right to access this building. This is a public building, sir.
and I'm giving you a lawful order to leave because you were making everybody uneasy and you can't allow.
Uneasy by recording?
Yep. Keep going.
It's a First Amendment protected activity, sir.
Keep going.
It's a First Amendment protected activity, so you're making a big mistake here. You're opening up your county to a federal civil rights lawsuit.
Where are you from?
That doesn't matter, sir.
Well, you asked me a lot of questions, and I can.
The United States Constitution.
You had to come up.
The United States Constitution doesn't end in West Virginia, sir.
No, you're going about this all stupid. You're asking me for my name and my number, unit number, and everything. Well, what's yours? What's your name?
My name is Sean, sir.
Where are you from?
Where are you from? Where do you live?
Like Greenbrier County. What do you think? Because I'm done my deputy in Greenbrier County. Where do you live?
Gotcha.
Where do you live?
So you're kicking me out of a public building, aren't you, Sergeant?
Where do you live?
Back up, please. Back up.
I'm not touching you.
Back up.
It's public space, remember?
Back up.
Public space.
Back up.
Public space.
Get out of my face. I'm
Public
walking.
space.
Get out of my face.
Public space. Keep walking.
Think you're real tough, don't you?
Go that way.
You're gonna regret this.
Okay.
You're gonna regret it.
It's all good. Go
Promise you
ahead.
that.
This way, please, sir.
You just violated my constitutional rights.
How?
I have freedom of press. I'm a journalist. I have a right to access this building. Arnett is the security.
Actually, you know what? I need to see your ID right now, please.
For what?
I'm investigating the incident.
What incident? What's the
They
crime?
called because
What's
you
your
just made-
reasonable, articulable suspicion that I committed a crime, sir?
Suspicious person inside the courthouse making everybody uneasy.
That's not a crime.
Give me your license.
That's not a
right
crime,
now.
sir. Can I
License
speak to
right
your
now.
supervisor, please?
License. You just talked to him. He was the sheriff. License, please.
Go get the sheriff, sir.
No, license.
I didn't commit a crime, sir. You just said I
License.
didn't commit a crime.
License.
What crime have I committed?
For one, you're making everybody uneasy.
That's not a crime,
I
sir.
didn't say it's a crime. I said it's an incident. I'm investigating an incident.
But you need reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime to demand ID from me, sir.
No. If I get caught on anything, don't put your hands in your pockets. If I get caught on
Sir,
anything,
my hand is not in my pocket. Please calm down. Please calm down.
Listen.
I went into a courthouse. I don't have any weapons on me.
Listen.
That's a good, real investigative work you're doing there.
When anybody
I just was in a courthouse.
calls for cops, that requires an investigation. And
Sir,
part of my
he's trying
job-
to demand ID from me. Please, Sheriff, let him know. He's trying to demand ID from me or he's going to arrest me.
You're out of the courthouse now. So
Yeah, so go back to work. Do what you need to do. You're not getting my ID.
if you come back in again,
You're not getting my ID. Yeah, for trespassing, correct? You're trespassing me from the building?
No, you just need to identify yourself.
So I can't enter in the courthouse without identifying myself? Is that what you're saying?
Now, that's correct.
No one else does it. Why do I have to do it?
You are refusing to. You're the one video.
Because it's a First Amendment protected activity. Sheriff, you are going to regret this, Sheriff. You are making a big mistake. And you were never going to get my ID. None of you were.
So, yeah, again, props to this guy, you know, from Long Island on it, the man recording here, of course, keeping his cool together, you know, dealing with a whole group of just people, you know, whether it was the worker, whether it was other workers within the building, and even the group of officers that eventually, you know, escorted him out. And he knows his rights. He knows he's not breaking any laws here, right? And he still gets escorted out. And the one officer dealing with him as he's walking out obviously is getting irritated and a little aggressive, right? He starts getting in his space and everything. But yeah, ultimately too, you know, he tries to identify him, demands the ID, but there's no grounds for that, and the man recording knows that. And eventually what comes to is the sheriff just comes to bail them out because he knows that this is just going to go on and on and on, and they really don't have the right to just ID this man, right? The man recording is correct. Like, no one else going into the courthouse has to show their ID right away, you know, and they're saying he has to. So why does he? Well, it's just because they don't like him, right? So interesting, and I'm wondering if what would happen if he actually went back here, you know, after this whole incident, and or if he kind of reported them, because yeah, he does have the right to this public accessible building. It's courthouse. So come on, Sheriff Bruce, let's do better. Thanks for watching till the end. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more crazy police encounters like these.